Welcome. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm here today with Chaz Williams, famous South African artist, former boxer, and we met like what 12 years ago, like ages ago.
Yeah. I
And
think you were still a teenager when I was.
I mean, I look like one.
I was going to say
I
virgin.
look like one.
but-
um, and it's funny because when we met, I only knew you as the boxer.
yeah,
I only knew like Chaz the boxer.
yeah,
I had no idea that there was this whole other Chaz,
yeah,
this whole other mythical being of the artist and the businessman and the now father, obviously.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's strange. I get these like pods of people that come from like say the northern suburbs, and they know me as Chaz the fighter.
yeah,
And then they meet like Constantia people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like, "Are they two
How do they
Chazes?"
connect? Yeah. I know. It's so funny because I have that same thing now, like having kids and you're like meeting people at school
Yeah,
and like everyone knows me as like my kid's dad,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like everyone else knows me as like Don
Yeah.
Madge, it's like this like
Yeah.
fucking weird thing. Like,
I'm sure they see the ears though.
yeah, I mean, well, everyone asks me to play rugby because we live in the Northern
Yeah.
Suburbs. Like, you play
Yeah.
rugby?
Yeah, I get it a lot, and people ask me a lot about it.
Yeah.
Um, it's two different worlds, completely different worlds. But it's actually, and we were talking about this earlier, it's not.
No, 100%.
And how I see it is like it's an acquisition of skill. That's what art is for me. I've chosen art as my life legacy to acquire as much skill as possible. And boxing was my sport, still is my only sport, and I've dedicated so much of my life to boxing. And you can summarize it to something like, I see that. So you training me, you're like, Chaz, this guy's short, he's going to come in, you've got to catch him on the hook, you've got to pivot out, you don't let him get in. So I see that, and I put it in my brain, and I try and work it out, and then I try and apply it. It's exactly what art is. Art is seeing that, visualizing it, deconstructing it in my brain, like trying to work out how to do it, and then applying it.
Yeah.
So it's when it comes to the acquisition of skill, it's exactly the same.
Well, I mean, like you told me a fucking crazy story now before we started. So we just finished training and we had a couple sparring rounds.
It's
And
3 rounds all.
and, and you told me the craziest story that you were actually like you were like a rugby star, basically. Like, or on your way to being a rugby star.
Yeah, I was.
And I was asking why you never showed me your legs.
I knew you'd bring this up, guys. Yeah, so like any jock going through Wynberg, it's about rugby.
Yeah, of course.
You know? And I boxed as a youngster and did judo and all that stuff. But when you hit Wynberg, it's like you're a first-team rugby player, or
you're a nerd.
Or you are, yeah. The spectrum is like this or that.
Yeah.
And I was like, just fell in love with rugby. And what I say is that I've never been as good as anything as I was at rugby. I loved rugby. At that stage, I was one of the probably only people I know who made the province team, got province contract as a youngster, left school, 18 years old. I think I was the first person to get paid to play rugby at villages. Yeah, and then I ran head to head with an Afrikaner. Yeah, and snapped my leg. Never played again.
I mean, the story you told me now was fucking insane. Like insane. To imagine like a fucking 18 or 19-year-old, like having this like sports career ahead of them, and then just destroying their leg, and then being like basically bedridden for like.
Yeah, I was bedridden for about a year.
That's fucking
I was
crazy.
in hospital for about a month, and it took me 2 years to run.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah,
and you just lose your mind.
No, it was ridiculous. My upper body got moosey big. Yeah, I think it's. I haven't thought about it in a long time, but it was. I think when you're so young, you don't really think about ramifications of stuff.
That's true.
My father and my mom, they must have been heartbroken by it.
Yeah. I can't even imagine like thinking about like my son like shattering his leg and like his like sporting career being like dead stopped.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Yeah, I can't. It was so long ago. I can't really think about how emotional it was. But I remember being like, maybe I can play it, maybe. And then like I had a manager at the time, and my manager just literally didn't pick up ever again.
Oh my fuck.
And after 2 weeks in hospital, the whole team has come and gone, the coaches have come and gone, and then you sit for
Just one
2
man
years.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And
that is like sports though, right? Or like I think any like I don't even want to say just like creative, like anything where you put yourself like out into like a sort of public setting, I guess.
yeah,
It's like everyone's cool when things are cool,
yeah.
and then they're like fuck you when like you're off the scene.
I think I learned a lot about rugby then, you
Yeah.
know. I think it is an Afrikaans kid sport.
Yeah.
They just built tough, and the ability not to get hurt is the most important
It's
thing.
genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need thick wrists, you need solid bones, you need like rubber tendons, and you got to go. I mean, sparring is, maybe sparring with you is different, but normally sparring is not as tough as as rugby.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I was young enough to kind of just put it behind me, and then that transitioned me into fighting.
But it's crazy because you think like, you know, people are so hesitant to do fighting or martial arts, but they're like, fucking we'll play rugby. And play rugby every weekend.
I know.
And it's like you play every weekend, and I always have this argument with like parents, especially, is because I say, you're gonna let your kid play a rugby match every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
And just smash their bodies, but you won't let them do like grappling.
Yeah.
I'm like I know the aim of martial arts is to hurt the other person, but the byproduct of rugby is being hurt. Like all the time.
1000%.
Like you always hurt.
If you look at it, I think of like boxing is like a simple goal with a very high level skill set. But essentially it's me versus you.
Yes.
You can dumb that down to 220 kilo, 6'5" guys running at each other in a rugby game.
And then a third guy hitting from the side.
Yeah, that's a microcosm of boxing without any skill set, any nuances. It's just like,
yeah.
And no, fuck. I mean, I always say this because people are like, yo, I can't believe you used to fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I can't believe we played rugby in high school.
And you're like a lighty, rugby. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy. It's
So,
such an intense sport.
Also, I mean, this is maybe a different topic, but I don't think people understand boxing versus fighting. Like, I think that's a big thing. You know, this is a sport and a skill set and an acquisition of skill and all that. It's not like blunt force trauma at like on Bree Street with some fucking oak, you know? So it is different. But yeah, rugby versus boxing, I'd rather get punched in the face than murked by like
every weekend.
Yeah. Every training practice.
Yeah.
By like the biggest humans in the country.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I think about it all the time. Like how do parents just willingly throw their kids into like play rugby and they won't let them like wrestle?
And it's a boys' school thing.
Yeah.
It's like
and it's like boys that are like in their like, especially in high school, like in their like testosterone prime, and they're just like, I want to fuck everyone up.
Yeah, and I'm going to be a fucking springbuck.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Unless you went to like Paul Gym or Paul Roos or some Paul Boys or something, you're not, you know. Your dad is a 5'5" accountant. You know, you're not being a springbuck. Get an education.
Yeah, exactly. that kind of like will bring me into like how you sort of began with like art, because like you we were talking about it and I said like, so you had this like professional career laid out in front of you, like you're going to be a rugby player, and then like that's quite a hard fucking shift to like,
it is,
you know,
it is
painting pretty boys and that.
Don't act like he's a fan of my art, but he mocks me about this shit all the time. Well, I think I have philosophies in art which I am passionate about, as passionate as I am about like fighting and sports and fatherhood. Like I feel the same way about art. Art for me is not a tiny with a Chardonnay painting flowers on a Sunday. You know, it's not for
Bob Ross was that guy.
yeah. Well, he's my fucker. He's quite cool. But it's not that for me. Take every art form. in the world, singing, acting, freaking Kanye, whoever. Take all of that. What is the pinnacle of that? The pinnacle of that is fine arts. What's the pinnacle of fine arts? It's oil painting. The Mona Lisa is the pinnacle of art. I don't know, maybe you got an argument for like a Beethoven or something, but that is the Rolls Royce of art. It's a big fucking deal to me. And it's not something that I think is just like, I think art is as powerful and emotive as anything can be. So let me premise that, while I start going into my art career. So that's how I see it. The ability to move something with something that I've created. And I've created it with a brush, a canvas, and oil paints. The brush is made the same way Michelangelo, Leonardo had their brushes made, essentially. The canvases are almost exactly the same. Maybe mine has got a chemical primer, but it's the same thing. And the oils are made like
almost exactly
weirdly similar to the pigment-wise how they were made before. So I've got 3 tools that connect me to the gods of art. You can go up to any European gallery for free or museum for free, walk right up to a Leonardo or a Raphael, and you can reconstruct where they struggled around the nose, or what they thought was nice and easy, or how they solved this shadow. And for me, that's like fucking insane. So cool. I've got those tools. I've got 2 eyes. I've got a subject matter, and I can see how he solved that. For me, it's not like gay.
Well, that's I mean, that's how I felt when I first went to Thailand, because I used to watch all these guys fight on like shitty like loading YouTube videos. And then like you go there and you're like in the stadiums that you watch on YouTube, and you're like watching and you're seeing like the little things that you never noticed before. And then you like train with the guys and you like see the backstory of how they actually train and how they prepare and how like the mental side and like their actual living situation and all of that shit, and how it like carves them into this thing. That you just watch on YouTube.
Watch while some
and then you're there and you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe this.
I mean, that's it. And I know I rev up art, but a lot of that is experiential and beautiful.
I mean, my dad and my grandfather were both artists.
I know.
So like
I bid on one of your dad's paintings once, and then it went a little high.
As much as I rip it, only because it gets to you. I have a massive like appreciation for it, because I grew up with my dad up until I could painting in the house. He had his little studio, and he would paint all the time, and seeing that sort of side of art, and like a lot of people, like, I mean, this is fucking super amateur, but a lot of people like that don't know anything about art, like don't understand like how, like if you do oil, there's like layers on layers on layers on layers on layers that create like shadows and different like textures and stuff.
Pastas for it.
So like people think, oh, you're gonna paint this color here, and then you're gonna paint that color there, and it's like, no, you have to like do the whole like black layer or dark layer, and you got to go lighter under it.
You see, bud, you're a nerd just like me.
Yeah, dude, and it's crazy because because he used to like show me how to like draw and shit, and one of the first comments that he made when I drew a picture for school was, he was like, oh, most kids draw the sky like as a blue strip in. He said he noticed that I'd colored the whole background. He was like, that's right, because the sky doesn't just fucking end over here. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then every time he would paint, I'd be like, how come you put that down? But I could see the photo that he was like painting from. And I was like, how come you're doing that? He's like, no, because when you put the other color on top, then it creates a shadow. And I was like,
so like, that's a good segue. So that's obviously how I saw art. I don't read well, so I think I'm a visual person. And I had this like proclivity to image creation. And then that grew. And a lot of my mates don't even know this, but I'll obviously finish matric as the main artist at Weinberg. It could have killed me on the outside, which is quite now.
Street cred.
That's not reading well. And so I've got this friendship group from my high school career that none of my mates even know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you don't really mix at a school like that. And I've finished Weinberg as like the premier artist.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then I was, and then I kind of just left it. I loved it, and I left it. And then I was working. My buddy, I was about 23 or something. My buddy came and picked me up, or 24, I don't know, somewhere around there. And he picked me up in my lunch break, as you do when you're 24 and you've got a full-time job. Went down to the beach and smoked a joint.
Nice.
Yeah, chilled. Just
Go
like
back to work.
Yeah, go back to work. But we were sitting on the beach, and he's like, "Bro, didn't you draw in high school?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, don't you want to draw a Bob Marley for me?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I drew, and I was like, "Fuck,
Not bad.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love it so much." And then from there, I would say within 8 months, I was selling for about 150,000 Rand a piece.
Wow.
I just took to it, and I was like,
Just went
this
for it.
is something that I loved, but I didn't, I was just good at it for so long. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's obviously ambiguity when you kind of just all about sport and
Well, there's a lot of
and whatever.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that like you're really good at, but you maybe don't love.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah,
Some stuff that you love that you're really shit at. And I think like that kind of like would lead me into like the next thing is like your creative process, right? Because obviously it's a skill or it may be a talent, but it's still a skill that you have to like practice and refine. You know? Like, is it like always about like inspiration? Like, are you gonna like see a beautiful thing and be like, oh, I need to paint that?
Yeah.
Or is it more just about like the routine of like every day I'm gonna sit for an hour and I'm gonna just like work on like brush strokes or like I don't know, like
so that's a good question, and it is no different. I mean, everyone sees it in different ways. You know, I've been in a room with freaking hippies that like to gesticulately move oils on canvas, and like that's not me. And I think if we were to break it down, I see oil painting like you see martial arts. I fight like it's a fight to be the best artist in the country.
Yeah.
Every day I try and acquire skills, refine my skills, get better. I'm what's called an investment artist. I need to get better. I need to sell for more, and I need to get more notoriety. So there is no like, today I feel inspired, so I'm going to paint. There's no like moving oils on canvas, you know?
Or having a bad day.
Or being like, oh shit, I'll have a whiskey and paint on the weekend. It's like every single day I train my eye, I get better. I remove brush strokes, I remove doubts, and I try and achieve and acquire, like I work at it, you know. It's a strange thing to say as an artist. But that's just how I see art. It's the thing I've chosen to leave a legacy in, you know?
Do you think like you have to do that?
That and fucking dribbling oats. Yeah, you do have to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Think like I'm just trying to think like, you know, a lot like I can only really compare it to fighting because that's the only thing that I've like done pretty well with. And the guys that rely just like on being fucking good, they can be pretty good, but it's the guys that are like here every fucking day doing the same boring shit, the things that people don't want to do, even on the days they don't want to do it when it's cold.
The word talent is like the destroyer. Like I'm not talented, I'm just so fucking desperate to be good at this. I'm so desperate at it. And someone will look at it and be like, geez, you talented, and be like, well, I nearly cut my fucking ear off trying to get this done. So I think, and I gave a talk the other day and I spoke about this. Like I'm not, I don't want to sound like I'm going to war when I'm painting art, but I'm not artsy. You know, you do cry in movies.
I mean,
like I don't I don't wear my Hessian bag to fucking trance parties and stuff. You know, like I'm not artsy. I am a fine artist. I'm a professional artist. Achieving skill.
That's such a like cool point. Like I'm a fine artist. I'm not a fucking I'm a fine artist. Like, I'm like
it's a big difference.
Like I'm a classical musician. You know what I mean? Like I'm not I don't play in a garage band. I'm a classical musician, bitch. You know?
It's
that makes I love that because it's like guys that do a little boxing class, and they're like, I'm a boxer. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you're not, bitch.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
I'm not a boxer.
You're a dancer.
And I'm not a boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I know what a boxer is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not that.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up.
I think fighting is the same thing in that why is the effort level more to become a surgeon than it is to become
GP.
or like to become an artist or to become a fighter? Like, how come you can like halfway be a fighter and halfway be an artist? Like in my head, those are the two things. I'm ignorant in almost every other thing.
Yeah.
Those are the two things I've chosen not to be ignorant in. And my acquisition of what I want from that, I work hard at it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think fight game is worse. Fight game is like, well, I've got big muscles and a bad temper. I must be a good fighter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I've hit a few oaks on Bree Street. And,
I'm Murada Tiger or whatever. So I think it's like, that's how I look at it. You know? There's some guy working all day to become good enough at something. I want to be that guy with art.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you find like you have like you get like sometimes like a bit of a like pressure to produce, like, you know, like you have to like make a certain amount of paintings this month, or like this week, or I have to finish this by this week, and like I guess what I'm trying to say is like with like a fight camp, it's like, okay, on this date I have to be ready to fight this guy. Now whether or not you are doesn't matter, but with art it's like I have to have this painting done by this day. And it's like, do I have the creativity or like the inspiration or like how
discipline,
like how do you get that done? You know? And like what's the pressure like, because I'm sure it's a lot of pressure.
But again, it's like it's baked into the cake, you know. And it's like I think I'm past that in my career now where I have to produce pieces, you know. I try and produce a piece of quality in my time and make sure it's almost booked and pre-sold, you know. Unless gym owners ask me to do fucking massive wall murals.
Chaz has done two wall murals for us.
Wall murals.
We've had two.
This was the hardest thing I've ever painted in my life.
I remember it was not fun for you.
I like ran into the road and I was like, I'm like, how the hell do I can only stand like a meter away from this wall. You
can't like see it, right?
Well, how do I see it?
Yeah.
So it was like one brush stroke.
Luckily you're so good, Chaz.
Run back. Luckily I had you there.
I fucking remember that shit because I remember.
Chaz, do the full sky.
Yeah. Chaz, can you put Madfoot on the gloves over there?
Make the logo bigger.
I don't think Khabib looks right.
That was flipping tough.
I remember that.
I think pressure. It's like I said, it's baked into all of it. I strip myself of anything that is soft, artsy, non-skill based. All of that I've stripped away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And do you think like with like art and like sort of being a South African artist, do you think like that like has an influence on your art? And like, do you think that there's like a part of you that feels like that you have to like represent that you're like a South African artist, or is that like not a thing? Like, what do you think that is?
I think it's a good question.
And sorry to interrupt. What makes South African art like a unique thing? Like, how would you like describe that as representing? Like, how would you represent that?
I think South Africans are hardworking people. So there's a type of art that is hard worked, you know. I also think South Africans are desperate for a second paycheck. So there's a lot of like hobby artists that are kind of doing it on the side, which kind of counteracts these highly skilled, hard.
Don't you think that's but like obviously you're selling fine art, don't you? Do you feel like that South African sort of market undervalues the like arts that you have? So like you want to charge this much for a painting, but the market, because of all the shit that might be out there, undervalues how much skill you actually have.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
I feel like that with MMA, you know, like I feel like you could fight locally here and get paid nothing, no matter how fucking good you are.
Yeah.
And it's just because the market is like that.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, like you must remember, like to get me into a gallery in Berlin, for example, you're talking about like a couple $100,000 to get my show there. It's just the logistics of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happens to South African boxers. Is it's like, how do we get you to a place where we can invest in your media? You know, which is, I mean, even with Drickus, to shoot him and stuff and get his adequate level of UFC media, it costs more money.
100%.
So I think South African artists don't necessarily get put on show internationally. I mean, we do, but I think where we make it up is people take fine arts away from Africa, South Africa.
Okay, I see.
You know, it's like I left South Africa with this piece. So I don't know. Like we don't get to go to these massive galleries as easily as like Americans and Europeans and stuff.
I was gonna say like the infrastructure probably isn't like the same like in Europe, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of people come here to buy like paintings of lions. Or fucking Table Mountain
landscapes.
yeah. Table Mountain painted in 10.
Both my dad and my grandfather did landscapes.
You
That was like their thing.
Yeah, but they were flipping good, eh? But yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it to me it like makes sense. That's why like I was thinking about it, because like the South African market obviously is like not flooded, but like it can be flooded with like a lot of shit. Because like we have to almost cater to like maybe like less financial like independence with people. So it's like if you want to sell art, you have to sell it for like $1,000.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna sell any fucking art, especially if you're not as good as you should be. And same with fighting.
I think you got to be undeniable. Like I think in anything in life, you got to be undeniably good.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, that's
okay
pretty. If you're undeniable, you will be undeniable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also think there's a difference in like Joburg art to Cape Town art, because Cape Townians are selling to tourists a lot, where Joburg artists or Joburg based artists, it's more like raw and like political and like dark and
emotional,
industrial, and it's actually quite cool. You know, I almost prefer that.
Okay.
You know, than getting caught up in freaking, you know, like
Table Mountain
and like waves and stuff. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I suppose good point.
Yeah, I mean, like it's something that interests me, because I always think like how not how anyone, but like how do people in like a talent or like a creative sort of field make it in South Africa?
Yeah,
like how do you actually do it? Because how do you first of all get paid right? And if you demand your price, you fucking never get paid, and then you just like end up being broke, and it's like you have to work like at McDonald's to like
like struggling artist is the worst thing in the world. I think I was lucky enough I got in high up straight away. I think my first auction was a Lau Morgan Associates auction, and it was like bang. I think my first painting, I had two paintings on the night. One was 50K, the other one was 100K. So immediately I was a 100K artist. And then it was like my next auction was another corporate auction, 150K, and I'm an 150K artist. So I got up there quick, and I got demand from people who wanted to invest in art, and I was just like, shit, this is easy. You know. Now I look back and I'm like, I'm trying to help kids who have parents have spent a fortune at an art school, and they've taken out loans, and they can like deconstruct some piece of freaking clay or something, and they're like, how do I make money
off this? Exactly.
I'm crazy artsy. I've got the degree to prove it, but it's like, this is the real world. People invest in artistic brands.
It's so funny, because I feel the exact same way about martial arts and about teaching guys, like especially like my guys and the guys that come train with me, is like not just like the skills, but like how do you make it a business? How do you make fighting a business? Because I only learned that later in my career once I started fighting internationally. But before that I was like, YOLO, fuck that. Like you don't think, and then you realize like, oh wait, this is a whole business. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And you have to learn that, and if you don't learn that early on, like, you kind of get stuck fighting for fucking change. You know?
Yeah. You fucked.
You fucked.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you I always feel like once you accept this like shitty paycheck, that's who you are. Like that's who you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know.
So I was lucky to skip that.
Mm-hmm.
And in boxing as well, I think just because I brought all these like southern suburbs people
Yeah.
to fight nights, you
Yeah.
know, I kind of, not that I was reliant on finance from boxing, but I was lucky with art with that.
Yeah.
I related to kids needing sponsorships in boxing.
Yeah.
It is like, at what point does the sponsorship stop being about charity and stop being about actual investment into a kid?
Yeah.
You know, it's all of it now. It's just charity.
Yeah.
It's kids taking money and trying to build a life on a charitable sponsorship.
Donation.
And it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to fix that.
100%.
Start with a big social media. I mean,
Yeah.
there isn't a gallery I know that's got a bigger following than me, so I'm safe.
Yes.
You know, my floor for my art is very high.
Mm-hmm.
My floor for selling edition prints is very high.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of people that now want my stuff.
Yeah.
So I've kind of built a way to have a life where I can sustain my job.
Makes sense. Yeah. That's what I tell fighters. I was like, use fighting to build your name and your brand, and then use that to make money out of fighting.
Yeah.
Because like to make money just fighting is a fucking hard road.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. It's brutal. Like not only on your body, but like emotionally, like taking public criticism, being in the public eye, like all that shit is like, it's a lot. So like the least amount of that you have to do.
Don Madge knows a little bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fucking exactly. And that's like something that you have to like learn, dude. Like, and I'm sure in art too, like you get criticism,
bro.
People
it's
are
the
like,
fucking worst thing.
That fucking is like so contrived. And,
like, well, I remember. I mean, I've outgrown my first gallery, but I love them, and and one day when I sell a piece for $1 million, I'll go and give them their due. But I had to go there with like my hat in hand and be like,
do you like this?
Look at my pictures, you know, like a child, you know, and that his name was Dave. Dave could have been like,
fuck you,
yeah.
What a fucking,
you know,
what a brutal, like it's brutal. It's fucking brutal.
You don't know. I mean, he probably does know the value that is put on his opinion in that moment. You know, it's like they say, the first person to ever hear an idea, how valuable, what a responsibility it is for that person who's listening, you know? And he was like, cool, let's do it.
Let's
Just
roll,
put you in, let's see.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, long story short, be flipping undeniable, boy.
So now, obviously, you're doing the Chasing the One, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, you went from static art to now film, right? So my wife was a film producer for a long time.
Yeah.
She worked in film for a very long time.
That would have been helpful.
Yeah, I know. I wish you. That's what I said to you. I was like, you should have fucking told me, dude. What was the reason for going from like what stuff that you know to now like this new medium, basically, like because it's a completely different medium to what you're used to working with.
Well, I don't think I knew how much I didn't know.
Yeah, right.
Like Chasing the One, it's been sick, and it's like I approached it because of this issue. Of these kids can't get paid. Like there is no route to a big payday for a young township boxer. Like there isn't. What does?
I mean, bar like one. Like the one, like special one that can make it.
So what was it? It's in the documentary. It's one kid out of the 20 million township kids every 3 years.
Crazy.
In every sport can make it out of a township.
Crazy.
Because of sport. Paying because of sport. So these guys get bucks to fight. They're fighting 3 times a year if they don't get hurt. They're getting a couple grand. They're getting some charitable sponsors. They're training people.
Most of them have to like work other jobs.
Most of them are training people, working other jobs. looking after other people in
Yeah.
a home,
Yeah.
a commute that is like exponential.
Yeah.
So we were like, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Yeah.
Captain Joe gave us 50 grand. It's our only sponsor. I'm a partner in a digital agency, so we just put some heads together and we were like, let's take like art, emotion, and insane cinematography and create this thing for print.
Yeah.
For twofold, like, so if it does well and it's by some fucking miracle, this is an awesome documentary. And I mean, I'm pretty stoked with what we've done, and I'm putting like everything I have into this. And it gets sold, he gets the money. So that's
Nice.
immediate, like financial,
Life-changing.
life-changing
Yeah.
money for this kid.
Yeah.
The other thing is, which is less of a success, but if it gives him a big following and
Yeah.
notoriety,
Yeah.
then he's got a following to monetize.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
otherwise it's like,
What's the point?
What's the point? You know,
Like
So-
how many fucking former champion boxers are like living below the breadline right now?
yeah,
Like literally.
like I think
Like it's crazy.
I think the concept of boxing for money needs to be examined in this country.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like these kids are getting hit hard.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
And not even just in the fights, in training. They
Yeah.
having to spar from like small as well. These guys are starting.
These guys aren't eating like sweet potato after they after their weight cut and drinking
Electrolytes and
like Knox
rehydrates. Yeah.
They're eating knickknacks
And fucking maizena.
Yeah, that's what they're eating.
Yeah.
They're going to these fights possibly with a dry skull, having dropped all this crazy weight.
Yeah. No like recovery protocol.
No,
Just
I mean,
run and fucking go.
Yeah, they probably go straight to their job the next day.
Yeah. Crazy.
And here's Prince, who's got this ridiculous story, like this mental story that no South African could ever like comprehend. And he's just walking among us, doing his thing, and we were like, let's bring our stories to light.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's flipping crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are the things you weren't expecting to be so fucking difficult about doing film?
I didn't expect to bankrupt myself.
Film is expensive, dude.
So I'll tell you now, filming is
expensive. Yeah.
Also, like
when Lara shows me some of the like budgets that she used to work on, I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, this is a labor of love. We went into this as a labor of love.
Yeah.
We have an amazing team. Everyone agrees that this is a labor of love.
Passion project,
but selfishly, like we're going to enter this into like film festivals. We want to win awards with it. Like I've never dedicated so much of myself to one thing, you know. And yeah, I hope it pays off. The things that we weren't expecting, like firstly, flights to Tata. It's like where we go.
Yeah.
Like I'm not flying to fucking New York, you know. That was a tough one, but the ability to tell a story, it's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
We got cool interviews, like old, like Goga crying in the original home in Tata, Prince's original gym, which is like gravel and tin.
Yeah.
Like the poverty that your brain can go to, it doesn't go anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
These guys have like mud huts.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they like duct tape their soles onto their shoes, and that's the only pair of shoes they have. They're flipping boxing shoes. The poverty is insane. Now we've got all of that, but it's like how to tell a story.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm not a storyteller, but I like emotion and I like intense stuff. But that is the hardest part. It's like
telling the story,
doing a trailer. It's like just a montage of clips. Like no, like what is the story we're trying to tell you?
Yeah, I can imagine that's the fucking hardest part.
So tell Lara to lower her price.
It's so funny. Yeah, she obviously helps me with like whatever I do, and she's always fucking criticizing it because she comes from like such a high bar when you're like shooting like for FIFA.
Yeah.
You know, to like I'm like showing her something, and she's like, "Oh, that is shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, thanks.
Yeah, don't show him our stuff. Yeah, I mean, some of it we're just doing on our cell phones.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well,
um,
I think a lot of new media now is shot on like iPhones.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a township gym in Smithville and I put on Meta glasses because I didn't want to fucking, and bro, I had to get into the gym, you got to walk through a bottle store, like back entrance, where they keep the cords. Then you go past like a fancy looking door with like
A fancy looking
LED lights on. I don't know
Yeah.
what is behind there, but it's not a gym. And then you kind of go into this back room, and then there's the gym. It's the only
Sure.
way to get to this gym.
Crazy.
And there's little boys and
Walking
girls.
through the Shabin.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, like kids like this big there.
Nah,
Yeah, I mean, and there's 3 bags in there. And everyone
Crazy.
is happy and,
Crazy.
bro, nuts.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So like obviously we've spoken quite a lot about where you come from and stuff, and I guess the only other thing that I wanted to touch on was like what do you do like personally, right? With things like failure, self-doubt, self-belief, like all those things, like I think like being confident enough to like go into fucking film, which you've never done, and be like, I'm gonna put this fucking thing out and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like what is the process there? Because I know like when I was a youngster, and like the first thoughts of like having to try fight and like being like, oh, what if I'm like shit and like everyone thinks I'm shit and you get fucked up in front of your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like how would I ever face the world? And
Yeah.
then like you experience kind of like
Yeah.
wears that out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like that. I say to my mates, like even my mates that have white collar fights, like welcome to the other side, because fighting is no joke. Like the night before a fight is or the morning when you wake up.
Yeah.
I remember when I had my title fight, I went to gym in the morning. Like I just got jacked. I don't know
what else do you do?
I don't know what to do. Yeah. So a massive, massive part of that for me is fighting. If you can wake up in the morning of a title fight, sit through a whole fight night, see kids get like murked, see everyone's drinking and partying, everyone's there. The fighters come and go, and some people are in tears and ambulance, all of that comes and goes. And then there's one fight left, and it's your fight.
Yeah.
And you're sitting in that room, and then the guy says,
time to go.
Time to go. If you can do that, like, and excel like that, there is nothing else.
Yeah,
for me, there's nothing else.
It is quite a high like threshold for like discomfort.
Yeah, it's for me. It's the highest, And then I miss that so much. I remember being like, "Fuck yeah!" All these people looking at me.
One more, we can do one more.
Yeah. I want everyone looking at me.
We can do one more.
We can go, boy. And I think that's helped me like my whole life.
Yeah.
I just thought like, there's nothing. No one can embarrass me more than the setup I had to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
No one's going to hurt me more than like that.
Yeah.
I've done all of that. It's sitting in a board meeting, or like going to an art auction, trying to get like falling short a couple.
Well, that was the biggest piece of advice that you gave me, was just like, just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Just
bro.
do it.
Yeah,
and like when I wanted to start the podcast and like some of the other stuff that we spoke about, it's just like, just fucking do it. And then like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's crazy because in fighting, that was always my thing. It was just like, oh, fuck, let's go, like, no problem.
Yeah.
And then like to try and apply it to something else was like,
and that
can't do that.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like hearing it now from you is like, fuck. Stepping into like the fucking UFC octagon for the first time, like I remember the feeling. I remember it, and it's like surreal.
Well, that's what we really want to podcast on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck it. It's surreal. It's surreal. Yeah. And for me, the hardest part before a fight is not when they come call you. It's as you get in and they announce your names. It's like it's like you're there and you're like waiting to go, but there's like you can see the guy and you're waiting to go. And it's like I just want to go.
Yeah, and there's Michael Buffer seizuring on him.
Yeah, and you're like I want to go now.
Yeah.
But like you have to wait.
Yeah.
And that wait is that's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of it. Nothing before the fight week. I sleep like a baby. Fight night before the fight, sleep like a baby. Everything's fine.
Amazing.
Everything's perfect.
You're
like I'm drinking.
sociopath,
I'm like
that's
drinking coffee. Yeah, maybe. I'm drinking coffee. Everything's chilled, and then you get into everything's fine. Walking out, and then you in there, and you're staring across the cage, and you can see the guy there, and you're like, just announce my name, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah.
And you're like that anxiety of like just wanting to start is the worst part for me.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you're giving me anxiety just talking about it. Okay, I don't want one more part. Don't want one. I think I'm also like past 40.
Yeah.
And I think you get to a point where you've got more years behind you than you have in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there is only one thing that stops you.
Yeah.
And that's like the self-doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like shyness. And I just don't have it.
Yeah, yeah.
The only way I can learn about filmmaking is to do films.
Yeah, 100%.
The only way I ever learned about fighting was sparring. That's
Yes.
why I like sparring is the key. Just do it. And what comes out on the other side is a million different things.
Yeah.
Or at least clarity.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, just get stuck in, do shit, have a crack. And we're all gone in like 50 years.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Ruth, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
I got one more thing for you, bro.
I
got one more. So Don
yeah.
is a stingy bastard, okay? But he wants a Chaz Art original.
I do
So
feel bad.
we're going to give Don one now. And if you've seen, where's my pen here? You can hold that for now. You can't have all my certificates though. If you've seen my social media, there is a whole lot of stingy bastards out there that wants Chaz Art originals. Will you do the honors?
Yes.
So I'm going to give Don one. And you have to put this above your bed, hey?
Of course. Where else would I put it? I'm going to frame it as soon as I get home.
Just a little quickie there. I told you I'd give you a thickie, eh?
Obviously.
And then obviously we've got to sign it. So here we go. There's your official certificate.
Unreal. I feel official. I feel like it's official now.
There's your Chaz Art original.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. That's going up. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your time. Thanks, brother.
Lekker boykie.